everyone. Welcome. This has been a long time in the making. My name is Chris Tognati. I am, as I would imagine, no one watching this now, as I'm streaming quite late and I have no following yet, so it would not shock me if nobody's watching this right now. I'm also not using my main account. I created a new account for the show, so... I am the co-host of the Now We Know podcast, patreon.com/nowweknow, alongside Kevin Werkheiser, my loyal co-host and friend. And I got a bit of a wild hair recently to start beefing up our online presence, including Twitch streaming. For those of you who perhaps will watch this having been directed here by our next episode of the show. You may know that for a long time, we ended off each show with, our standard outro. Check us out on social media at Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. But sad to say, we were liars. We were deceiving everyone. We really did not have anything in the way of a Twitch presence outside of periodically streaming ourselves playing first classic Overwatch 1, which was such a wonderful game. Don't we miss it, folks? Don't we miss Overwatch? I know I do. That game got me through some long, hard times during the height of the 2020 pandemic restriction season. Wake up in the morning, get on my little desk cycle, pump my legs while playing Overwatch. That was basically my fitness routine for a while, and it all but saved my life. But unfortunately, they took it away from us. The enshittening, They're like, no, we're going to Overwatch 2. You'll love Overwatch 2. We currently don't have any plans for this game to, grow year after year, so we'll just toss it in the bin. We'll take it away from you. You won't even be able to play Overwatch 1 anymore. It's just Overwatch 2. You, the consumer, have no choice in the matter. But it's fine. It's fine because we're giving you Overwatch 2 for free. Your Overwatch 1 disc now lets you play Overwatch 2. Granted, Overwatch 2 is a free-to-play game, which means in order to get all the new characters and everything, it's built on a model of grotesque, escalating financial exploitation. Which means the Overwatch 1 disc I bought is not really getting me anything. It's basically defunct. So, obviously, it's not like I've been thinking about that lately. But Overwatch 2, it's terrible. Kevin and I used to play Overwatch 1 quite a lot. We stopped and never looked back. And now I guess there's this Marvel game that people play that, to my eye, it looks like a naked ripoff of Overwatch with Marvel characters, albeit in third person, which I don't care for. So, this is all preamble to the main event. This is the inaugural stream of Mr. Christopher's Video Machine. Fans of mine might be familiar with my long ago retro video game column for my brother, Evan Tognati, show brother Evan, friend of the show, on his blog, his gaming blog, Error Not Found. I had a recurring column called Mr. Christopher's Video Machine. You can see that title splayed beautifully right above my head right now. This theme, for those of you who are curious, is themed after the classic file management system of my youth. Some of you may be familiar with it. That's right, Norton Commander. You wanna play something in DOS? Well, wouldn't it be a little smoother if you were handling it all through Norton Commander? I think so. I will say by way of disclaimer that the clock in the lower right-hand corner is supposed to be in the same Norton Commander style font as everything else, but when I imported this over from my MacBook to my new PC, which I'm using for streaming, for the life of me, I can't get it to work. And I don't know why. I have not owned and operated a PC regularly since the late 1990s when I was in high school, back in my StarCraft days, when I could win online games of StarCraft. Imagine that. Back before I had stopped playing for 20 years and everyone else just kept playing. So, I'm getting back in the swing of things, but that's the thing with PCs. Oh, more freedom, but also a never-ending litany of problems, Not unlike the house in the money pit, You knock on one wall, and then all the way across the house, it blows up. The wiring starts going. You tug on one little thing on a PC, and you never know how everything else might shake out. So but I'm getting more comfortable. I'm working out the bugs, and I figured, there's never going to be a perfect time. In this case, the perfect time is 11:47 p.m. Pacific Time on January 30th, 2025. Coming to you now. This is my inaugural stream of Mr. Christopher's Video Machine. God himself could not sink this ship. We will be playing King of the Dragons for the Super Nintendo arcade port. So, let's fire it up, shall we? Pardon me, the King of Dragons. Now, that's a bad start. God himself has sunk this ship. This game I played at the arcade, at the Aladdin's Castle arcade in the Northgate Mall in beautiful Terra Linda, California. I suppose it might just be San Rafael in a legal sense. And it was ported over to the Super Nintendo. I had a great amount of fun with this, although I grant you, it's more of a two-player experience if you're playing it on an SNES, if you want it to be worth a damn. So as you can see, we have our choices here. Those of you who know me know, those of you who have played Dungeons & Dragons with me know that, it picked it on its own. Okay, I'm a cleric. I was going to be an elf, but looks like I'm going defense this time. I'm not sure what the gold gets you. I shouldn't have used that. I don't know what it gets you, but I sure don't want to not get it. Sort of a lesson in the perils of allowing our capitalist class to accrue wealth unfettered. It's like, this doesn't even do anything for me, and still, you put it right in front of me. I would move heaven and earth to get it. Okay. This motherfucker. This game, a lot of the trick of it is, as a lot of these games are, is sort of figuring out the depth perception on it. Oh, it's locked. Alright. I'll be right between these chains. Well, he's not much trouble for me, an old hand like me. Cleric defeated the Orc King. I think that says something a little worrying about the state of the Orc nation. A new clerical hammer. For my money, Capcom, one of my favorite SNES developers, and NES for that matter, they, as developers that were active on the SNES Go, they had a pretty robust arcade lineage. They also did the port for Super Ghouls and Ghosts, which is a very good Super Nintendo game, albeit absolutely punishingly difficult. but from top to bottom, you tend to get... I mean, I think this is probably one of their more rudimentary efforts on the Super Nintendo. And it is an arcade port, and obviously arcade ports are never going to look as good or sound as good as the original, but by and large, with Capcom, you're dealing with a basic level of quality that... Whoop, especially if you're renting these games, as I was renting a lot of Super Nintendo games at the warehouse in these days. You get a lot of duds, you know? There's a lot of dud games out there, but with the Capcom games, I feel like I could generally proceed with a certain level of, you know, quality certified fresh, you know? It's like it's not going to be that bad a time. High floor on Capcom. Needless to say, for the NES, some of my earliest, what you consider like stout challenge action games or platformers were the original Mega Mans. Absolutely loved those things. I still do. I actually did a playthrough of all 6 of the original NES ones a couple years ago in order to try to stave off a depressive episode. And did it work? You bet. Cleric defeated the Minotaur. Not the Minotaur King. Which means the Minotaur diaspora is probably doing better than the Orc is. If that was just a random Minotaur. Battle on a mountain peak. Economy of storytelling in this one. You can bump those along by just walking into them. You sort of push them around the level. And it's good to save them for when there's more pressing enemies. Although, I guess you can't remember if it disappears eventually. That's a risk. Also, it's not like I'm doing so great as to turn my nose up at it. In particular, I will stake a claim on this, although, again, this is probably one of their least flashy works in this regard. Both on the NES and SNES, Capcom was consistently dominating the soundtrack game. Almost every game they put out that I can think of had, you know, hot 100 hits. The NES Mega Man games, some of them are better than others, but, you know, some of that music I could throw in my workout playlist very easily. Get hype. I do have magic I can use, which I haven't used yet. If I recall correctly, this is one of those hack and slash games where using the special attack eats your life bar. And my life bar is already pretty meager, so I don't... If I were gonna get the kill shot on him with him, I'd probably go for it, because... Ooh! Oh, hey, okay. That's the cleric's advantage. Oh. Now I'll try the magic. Hey, I leveled up. There we go, see? That's pretty good. Going back up. Yeah, it's just not, it's not doing enough damage to be, worth the hit to my life bar. Maybe that's of more advantage against, like, a throng of normal enemies. This was one of 2 SNES games like this, like the Fantasy arcade ports that I played quite a bit of. The other being Knights of the Round, which is more, obviously, explicitly Arthurian. I was sort of a King Arthur kid. I actually read The Once and Future King with my father when I was a kid. He got me reading. Ugh. I guess I don't know how the shield works. I thought he got me reading at a pretty young age. As a poet and writer himself. And so... I read the hell out of that book. It's still on my shelf right now. I might reread it at some point, because I sure don't remember a word of it. Alright. The Wyvern. Tell you what, it's good not to take things for granted. If you had told me, when I was playing these games as a kid, that eventually I'd be able to play every one of them ever released on my computer, I would say you were mad. If it wasn't for the responsibilities of adulthood and having a job and, you know, some level of self-consciousness about how much time I would spend playing them, I'd do nothing else. Alright. In-level shield upgrade. These slimes are a real pain in the ass, I remember that. Also, I'm too tall to... Shit. Okay, I gotta wait for them to jump. The slimes, I think they stick to you and then you can't take actions for a little bit. Classic scheme. There are item container traps and... Yep, see? That would have frozen me. But I guess I have just enough range on my... attack to just avoid it if I'm careful. Yeah, when I used to play this, I was always the elf guy. I was starting to reference that when I auto-selected cleric. The elf is obviously faster and he has a bow and arrow. He has no melee attacks, but... I think there's a dragon like this in Link to the Past, too. Either that or I'm just thinking of the Link to the Past comic from Nintendo Power, which I was generously given a book of just all those comics for, I think, my birthday one year. I forget who gave it to me. But, those Nintendo Power magazines used to have pretty nice comics that would run in them once a month, and they did a whole Link to the Past comic. It's probably my favorite of the bunch. They done a Mario one, too. But let's be honest, from a plot perspective, no one's out there for Mario the way they are Zelda. The Mario one was good, though. It was well drawn, and it was fun and funny. I also remember they had a one-off Mario comic that was all about Wario, trying to introduce him to, introduce him to children. Something you should never do, introduce Wario to children. But the comic was actually kind of daring because it established that, in fact, Mario was the bully in their relationship, and that's why Wario was being an asshole to him. Mario thought it was all in good fun, but in fact he was just a huge prick to kid Wario. Jesus Christ. I'm really getting worked over here. Just right there. I'm losing patience and I'm resorting to cheap tricks. Alright. It's worth it. I think that's a little rich to call that a Hydra. I think it was a three-headed dragon. Is a Hydra a dragon? In Greek mythology? That looked a lot more dragonish than a typical depiction of a Hydra, right? Oh. Feel free to call the Now We Know hotline at 415-349-3659 and correct me if you feel that a Hydra is just a three-headed dragon in classical depictions. Dead in a lurch suit. There we go. Fucking frogs. That was not a comment about the French. I would never say something like that. We will at some point get that clock fixed. It's too aggravating to me. I would spend the next 10 years of my life trying to fix the font on that clock if I had to. Just built different, I suppose. This obviously is my personal, individual channel, but we will have special theme and branded content for the podcast channel coming soon. So keep your eyes peeled. Many things coming on the horizon for Now We Know. You can check it out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get podcasts. Now We Know is there for you. Did block it there. Well, I have to be... Huh. I'm starting to think that the way it works is like a fighting game, where I have to be hitting the D-pad away from the attacker. But that is... I don't know, is that it? No. Okay. So, it's still slightly unclear to me. I thought naturally that it... Okay, yeah. I don't know. Maybe it has to do with the angle he attacks at, but sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. This goes to show Alright, one life left. I've literally never played Cleric before. Willingly, at least. I have played as the Wizard. Oh, I have 2 credits. Or is that for... No, that's for a hypothetical player, too. So I don't know. Hey. I don't know if I'm going to get to keep going if I get iced here. Alright. Oh. Alright, another Minotaur dead. That one didn't even merit mention. Yeah, as we're going along, I think the more anemic attack power of the Cleric is starting to weigh heavy on my thoughts, because I'm getting swarmed a lot more than I would with other classes. With the Elf, I'd be more able to get out of the way and keep distance. With the Fighter, I'd be able to clear them quicker. That's just going to continue. Nope, yeah, credit 01, okay. So I've got another 10 lives here. That's enough for me to do some damage and get further into the game. It is definitely not enough for me to beat it. I know that from experience. I have to be... Jesus! Get away from me. God damn! I am eating shit with these skeletons. What do you think, guys? Should we have more monster movies that have skeletons as the monster? I feel like we haven't had a good skeleton movie in a while. If ever. I can't think of... Well, I mean, Night Before Christmas, but that's not a monster movie exactly. You're supposed to like the skeleton. Gotta be mixing in the jumping more. That's the key. That's the key to all this. It makes up for my sluggish pace. One hit from those guys is like more than a third of my life. Well, the whole point was that I was supposed to have some defensive heft. No! See, this guy's gonna... I'll be lucky to make it out of here without burning my next credit. It's a steep difficulty curve on this. The first 3-4 levels you can really breeze through. And then they start chewing you up right quick. Which is a classic arcade thing. You want to lure them in with the promise of a breezy first couple levels, and then you're in Quarter City as a manufacturer. Alright, one life left on this credit. The Cyclops. A weapon. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, a lot of runs in this game would end here. I think you have to fight a bunch of spiders at the end of this one. And as a kid, and today, I was quite afraid of spiders, so this wasn't my favorite level. Even a video game... Ah! Let me out! Does it just drain my whole bar, regardless? That was crazy. I was wriggling as fast as I could. Even a cartoon depiction of a spider made me uncomfortable. That's not exactly true now, but I still wouldn't say I love them. Nope. Really thought I was gonna pull that out in heroic fashion. Okay, it's spider time. Too many Spideys. Defeated the giant spider. Singular. Open those eyes, tree man. Well, you'd better take this with you. That's right, it's money. Oh no, it's a shield. Okay. He made a big show out of that, but It's the 4th shield I've gotten in this game. This is the next ratcheting up of difficulty that you get is when you start having to deal with these lizard men as your in-stage grunts. Because they, like me, can make use of a shield. Doesn't seem fair. Nice try. Oh no. Yeah, Knights of the Round. I can't remember if that's Capcom too, or if not. But the SNES port for that one is the graphics are sharper, and it's a little faster and a little more dynamic. And you can get there's only 3 characters: Arthur, Lancelot, and Percival. But you can ride beasts too. There's like dragon riders and you can jack their dragons. Okay. I need to get my head in the game for this last push. It's the Black Knight? Yep. Good run so far on this guy. Finally nicked me. Whatever. I think this is still going humiliatingly for him. What a great job I did, huh? The Dragon Rider down, only hit me twice. Alright, I got 3 lives left. I would be surprised if I can get through another level of this with just 3 lives, because we're getting pretty late in the game here. And although I've often claimed that despite, you know, your teenage years being your video game playing prime, I feel like on guile and wit, it happens sometimes where I feel like, you know, I might still be as good at these games as I've ever been. I don't feel like I've atrophied that much as I've aged, but clearly there's something I'm not getting with how to deal with that. But even I have my limits. Oh, fuck. It's not fair to start making this guy a random enemy. Obviously, I just worked him over, so this one's giving me more trouble than the boss did. I'm not taking him as seriously. Alright. Didn't even kill the rider, he just bounced away. Well, at least I've gotten a lot of money, right? At the end of the day, that's what the heroes of yore were out for. If I got even one of these sacks of gold, I'd probably never have to work again. Kind of a bummer to think of how much better these guys have it than me, despite the challenging lives they lead. I wonder you've totaled up all my lifetime earnings as a working-age adult in this country. How much gold in a bag would that be? I have no idea. I'm not one of these, these, like, gold guys. One of these G. Gordon Liddy gold guys. I'm not even equipped to assess the value of a certain weight of gold. Oh my god. That actually worked out for me. Him hitting me, I think, saved me hit points in the long run on that. Hey, I got him. More money, please. Okay. Basically one life left. These guys are gonna polish me off. Oh! This is all of the ones I hate the most. Oh. Alright. Go down swinging. Oh wait, do I get a life for one? Am I gonna go to 0 after this? We'll see. Ah, it's the Black Knight. You can freeze me? Alright. Can I do it? Yes. Alright. Well, I'm pretty satisfied with this. I think, I mean, I knew I wasn't gonna beat the game. Oh, hey. Princess Mari. I suppose so. I thought that was my goal the whole time. Have I just been sort of meandering along here, killing whatever I encountered with no overarching goal? Yeah, I knew I wasn't going to beat this game, and I think it's still got like another 6 levels or something, but getting this deep into it and beating the Black Knight, I think shows mettle on my part, not having played this in a while. It's a hell of a lot better than those little bastards on Nick Arcade would have pulled off. So infuriating watching those kids play those games on Nick Arcade. Although then as an adult you watch it and you're like, some of these games, they've set the point requirement in such a way where they can't do it. Like there was some rigging going on. Alright, well, I got mummied. Name time. I'll do initials, I guess. Arcade style. Alright, there you have it. That was The King of Dragons. And look at that, wow. I blew Blub out of the water. Walk, a distant third. So, I feel pretty good about that. I did not think I would get past the Black Knight, so. And it was high stakes. I was down to my last life, you know. It was, I think it showed pressure under fire, and that's the kind of thing that you'll hopefully get a lot more of from me joining my channel here. So, it has been a pleasure. I'm looking at it now. It's 12:20 a.m. on January 31st. It was a whole different day when I started this. And now, here we are. The mood and biorhythm tabs are true. I am feeling slightly depersonalized. And I'm also feeling tired. And I was feeling a little tired when I started, but I was feeling apprehensive about finally getting this show on the road, and it's like, well, it's never going to happen until you do it. So, and it's going to be a busy weekend, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get a chance to hop on again at any point. But now that I've gotten this out of the way, and I feel like, okay, I've got my sea legs under me. I know it's working, and it took me a while to get this all set up. I spent more time making this very rudimentary Twitch theme than you might expect. So, yeah, I'll have to I'll rally my friends and supporters, put out the word on the podcast, so everyone on Earth will start following me, and from there it's a hop, skip, and a jump to fame or infamy. So, thank you so much for watching, and yep. Keep your eyes peeled for more Mr. Christopher's Video Machine. Thank you.